Alright, so Minecraft has a little bit of a problem, and that problem is right here. You see all this fog? This is the render distance. And in vanilla Minecraft, this can only go up to 32 chunks, which you might think is really far, but in real life, you can see way farther than this. And this is also absolutely killing my game. I'm getting 31 FPS right now, so you guys are actually probably having a trouble watching this. It's probably really framey. But there are mods to fix this. The first of these mods is Optifine. You can see here, if I push the F3 debug menu, we are now using Optifine, and this is giving us a significant frame rate boost. It's doubled our frame rate, and you can see we are in the exact same world with the exact same render distance. So among other things, Optifine definitely improves your frame rate, but the other thing it does is it allows you to go to 64 chunk render distance, and this is the first of the options that I was talking about. But this is also going to heavily crash my game, as you can see by this large spike right there. So we are now going to load this entire world in. So we have now loaded in all of the chunks, and this is totally going to be the thumbnail of the video. This looks absolutely awesome, but you can see my computer is definitely suffering because, yeah, 7 frames per second, and it won't let me stop flying. There we go. Now I'm stopping flying. Yeah, so we're getting no frames per second, and this is the thing, like, even this is not very realistic to how far you can see in real life. If I was standing on top of a mountain, I should be able to see mountain ranges in the distance. Let me get rid of this. I should be able to see, like, mountain ranges. They would definitely be faded out, but I would be able to see them. And that is what the next mod is going to do. Now that that mod has loaded in, we are here now, and you can already see that it is loading some funky chunks in the background. And that is because if we go into our settings for distant horizons, we can go into the graphic quality options, and we can change what our new render distance. I use air quotes in that because it's not necessarily a real render distance, it's kind of a faked render distance, but we're still going to change it. I think 256 would be a nice number for that, and that's the only setting we really have to change in this. So we are just going to leave, and you can see my normal render distance is at 5. And if we look, you can see it's already kind of loading its own chunks, and everything has lower graphics in there. And that is just because, and you can see it is kind of broken. But then I move and it fixes it. So we are going to let this world generate in and see how it looks. Okay, so a whole stinking lot of the world has now generated in, and my computer is running at 60 FPS, 70 at some points. So that is like, that's just incredible considering how much, like, okay, look at this. This is an entire Metza biome right there, entire Badlands. And by the way, I'm currently falling. I'm so high that the sun can't see me. So this should take like forever to load in. I watched like 20 million YouTube videos while that was loading in. But the performance that I'm getting is incredible. And look, there's there's the actual vanilla clouds. Like, this is where the clouds are in. And that is as far as it goes. Like, we can see so much of the world. Oh my gosh. And oh, This is the point when the vanilla trunks try to load in, and here we are in the world. And imagine just playing with this and just being able to look. Like, and I realize it's super low poly over there, but it doesn't need to be high poly because, like, again, we're not seeing it. And most games have something like that where the farther away it gets, the less you see it. But this game does not, and that's why it gets so laggy with high render distances. But this is a really elegant solution. My only complaint, guys, is that it took forever to load in. So if you actually want to play with like 256 render distance, you have to spend like 50 million years loading in. But otherwise, this is absolutely awesome. But there is one other mod that we're going to check out today, and that is a mod that only works for 1.12 actually. So now we're here in the beautiful realm of 1.12, and this version actually has you shifting in midair, which is a feature that I really wish we had today. I didn't actually realize how awesome it was. And I'm also a ghost unless I'm standing right here. So that's really interesting. But you know what's more interesting? The new mod. So if we go into video settings, we have FP2. This is in pre-alpha. So this is very prototype. It's not even like a mod technically. You have to go to his own page to do it, to download it. And if we go back into our settings, we can look at this, and this is just the render distance. So if we turn this all the way up, it's going to render 4,000 blocks in each direction, or
656
chunks. This is going to be really awesome. I don't know what any of these other settings do, but I don't really need to know what they do because I don't care. So, not to be rude or anything, I just don't. And we can already, what I like about this mod in comparison to the other one that we saw, the Distant Horizons mod, is that this one renders in chunks way faster. But it does not have the same ridiculously long render distance as the other one. So, the other one, you could see, we could render like so far away. We could see the biomes just forming beneath us. But it took like 45 minutes or something ridiculous to do it. Whereas this one definitely goes way faster, but it does have this max out. So if we go back in here, this is the max 124 blocks or 256 chunks, which I'm not sure why that, I'm not sure how these numbers change each other. But that's kind of how the maximum of how far it can go. So this is as big a render distance we can use with this mod, but the developer of the mod does definitely, whoa, disappearing, okay. The developer of the mod definitely has plans to make it up to like 10,000 render distance. He wants it to be. He honestly has ridiculous goals, but since he's like running his own business, he needs like funding and stuff. So if you people could like give him some stuff, that would be absolutely awesome. And then we could have this, because once he gets this set up for 1.12.2, he does want to get it up in like the recent versions of Minecraft, and this would just be such a cool thing. And again, what these mods do is they take blocks like that block, that tree way down there. All I can tell is the shape of that tree and the color of it. I can't actually tell like the distinct blocks that make it up, the distinct textures. So what it does is just simplifies everything. And so then it can show you more stuff, and we are just getting higher and higher, and it's still going. And eventually you'll see these will end up being flat walls over here. And yeah, but for right now, Okay, so now I believe our world has finished generating. Let me just hit F1, bring up our thing. And the nice thing is we are still getting a reasonable 30 frames, 40 frames per second. This is definitely playable, and it's still generating. I don't honestly know how far this is going to try to go. I mean, I guess it's going to go to 256, but it can't be that far out now. But we've got this massive plane, and if I go up higher, you'll see, or at least it was before. Maybe it's fixed that now. It was like lagging out the water and being weird. But this, honestly, guys, this is just insane. And I know we didn't get either of the real things to actually, like, either of the mods to actually load in. But, you know, that's honestly fine because, like, we didn't ever need them to load in all the way. We just needed them to load in enough for us to get these amazing views that we're trying to get. So if we were to, say, climb this mountain in air quotes because it's super tiny, in survival Minecraft, imagine getting this view. Now, of course, there's no, like, fog in this, which I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be able to see that hill over there in such clarity in real life, and they could definitely save some performance issues with that. But this video is so stinking cool. These mods, definitely go check them out. I will have both of the pages linked in the description. But thank you so much for watching. And I really enjoyed this. This was so awesome. And I will see you people next time.